And this could be it. 4 seconds left. Mike Brown, he's in the shotgun. The clock is at 0. It's a deep Hail Mary pass. Intercepted! It's an interception. The Colonials have upset the Liberty Flames.
Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, Joe Walton and the troops with one for the ages. We've got all the angles covered from a huge upset of Liberty over the weekend, as well as a special guest to help us take a look. CSC next.
We're going to be a strong team, and our senior year will be unbeatable.
Come on in. Welcome to week 3 of Colonial Sports Center. I'm Brooks Bratton alongside Chris Baginski. And Chris, are you looking forward to the next 30 minutes?
Well, after that last week of Colonial Sports, I don't think it's possible to not look forward to the next 30 minutes.
Spot on remark, Chris. So let's dive right in, shall we? Tonight we've got updates from volleyball, field hockey, and soccer as well. And we'll also have a report on the RMU and Penguins alumni hockey game that took place this past weekend. But first things first, here's Chris who has more with the Colonial Spotlight.
Tonight we will take an in-depth look at last weekend's football game against the Liberty Flames. Quarterback Jeff Sinclair will be in studio to analyze some of the key moments of the game and provide insight that only the game's key players could. However, before the players get their say, it's the Brooks and Chris Show. Take it away, Brooksy.
Thanks, Chris. Since this was such a huge victory for the program and the school, we're going to spend a little more time than usual on the highlight. The Colonials came into Saturday's game coming off of a last-minute victory against Sacred Heart the previous weekend. Before we can see if more of the same would transpire, you have to look at the first half of the game. So to the Joe Wah we would go. Flames and Colonials pick it up in the first quarter. Already 7-7 at this point. 3rd and 9 for Liberty and Mike Brown with a 25-yard toss to BJ Hayes, first down there. But on the same drive, 4th and 1, Flames are going to go for it. Brown on the QB keep, and he's got the first down, but out comes the ball. A huge pileup ensues. Liberty would recover, but because of the fumble, we're going to need a measurement. The Zebras would bring out the chains, take another look, and turnover on downs. Big spark for the Colonials. The defense holds the Flames and offense would take over. To the second quarter now. Jeff Sinclair coming out under center with the pitch to Miles Russ for a 12-yard scamper. That's good for a first down. A little bit later in the drive, Jeff Sinclair is going to find receiver Anthony Coleman over the middle with a nice grab, scooping it up off of the turf. And then Sinclair a little bit later in the drive moving around in the pocket, and he'll find Jeff Link for the 11-yard catch and run. No worse for the wear after that tackle there. It was flipping up in the air. And then with a minute and change left in the half, Sinclair lobs it up for the pride of Casa Grande, Arizona. Jamie Cobb pulls it down, and RMU's got their second lead of the day already. Take another look on the CSC replay, complete with graphic and all.
Ooh.
Cobb is going to beat out Chris Mayo on the coverage and pulls it down 14-7 Colonials. So now the Flames would go back to work, but the Colonial D also goes back to work. Brown looking for the end zone. That's broken up by Brad Bannis on the play. And then on the very next play, Brown again to the end zone. And this time it's Ryan Neerhoof getting a fingertip on the ball to deflect it away. So the Colonial defense able to hold the Flames to just a field goal on the final drive of the half. RMU would head into the locker room after 30 minutes. So it's 14-10 Colonials at the half. RMU leading at the half for the first time this season through the first 30 minutes. Jeff Sinclair had 2 touchdown tosses, 1 apiece to Miles Russ and Jamie Cobb.
Looks like we've got ourselves a pretty good game here, don't we, Brooksy?
To say the least. That's right, Chris. It was a fantastic first half, and we'll have the second half of this barn burner after the break.
dog.
Yeah. Whoa. I like the brown wiggly one.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Go to discovertheforest.org.
Part of the university's efforts in making it a green campus, we here at CSC thought we'd pitch in our own way. We've even gone as far as to taking our efforts inside the studio.
So the Colonials beat the green-clad Seahawks 48-13, and freshman wide receiver TJ Green with an all-time high 5 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Colonials basketball star Dallas Green will be unavailable for the next.
When we last left off, the Colonials were leading the Flames 14-10 at halftime in what was a mostly mistake-free first half by the home team. But leading a ranked team after 30 minutes is one thing. Leading a ranked team after 60 minutes is completely different. Without further ado, let's bring you the conclusion of the game. And I implore all of you to not move for the next 3 minutes. We're going to start off with a special teams play. It is Nick Schertzinger with a booming punt that is going to hit inside the 15, and Eric Lowry is going to stop it at the goal line, pinning the Flames deep in their own territory. Now, it looks like Mike Brown is going to be able to get out of this pickle/predicament, but it's a holding call inside the end zone, which by rule means a safety. That's 2 more points for the Colonials total, bringing the lead up to 5. Now, fourth quarter, as Mike Brown throws a perfect pass to a wide-open Irvin Garner, who easily scoots in for the touchdown. The 36-yard pass caps off a 96-yard drive to make it 20-16 Liberty. Now, Miles Russ breaks to the outside and bursts ahead for a big gain, but he is tripped up in a touchdown-saving effort by a Liberty linebacker. Now from the Liberty 22, it's Russ again, this time to the near side. He picks up another first down to the 7-yard line. We'll skip ahead to play to 2nd and goal from the 5, and Russ scores off the toss. He's able to get the extra point, 23-20. And now Liberty not done yet. Brown finds Chris Summers, who goes out of bounds inside the 30 for another first down. Now Brown in the shotgun, meanwhile, will be gobbled up by Robert Williams and Gavin Marshall, each of them picking up half a sack apiece. Now 3rd down, and Brown is able to find his favorite target, and Chris Summers again for another first down. Now Brown again to Summers again, but nothing doing this time. Good stop by the Colonials for only a 1-yard gain. Now Brown pumps once, and then trying to get Summers on the timing pattern, but over everybody. So Matt Bevins will try a field goal from 29 yards out, and he hits the chip shot to tie the game at 23 with 1:19 to go in the 4th. Now Sinclair goes to work. He's able to find Shadre King. That's a completion to the 25-yard line. Now we will skip ahead, first down from the 30. Sinclair dropping back, and he fires a tight spiral to Shadre King to move the Colonials into Liberty territory. Now Sinclair will decide to spread the wealth around. He finds TJ Green deep down the field. That complete to the 13. Now time is winding down, so Sinclair spikes it to stop the clock. And then the very next play, inside handoff to Miles Russ, touchdown, completely untouched from 12 yards out. The Colonials go ahead with 22 seconds left in the game. But it was by 6. Clausen with the point after makes it 7. So this will set up the last chance for Liberty with 4 seconds left in the 4th. Mike Brown looks downfield, rolls to his left, and throws this one into a massive humanity in the Colonials' end zone. There's some confusion at the end of it all, but it is Michael Landers of the Colonials who gets the interception, and the Colonials who get their perfect home opener, upsetting the ranked Liberty Flames by a score of 30-23, and the Colonials' offense proved to be multi-dimensional in the win. Jeff Sinclair had 271 yards and 2 passing touchdowns, while Miles Russ had 154 yards off of 20 attempts and 2 rushing touchdowns. Here's what the team had to say following the big win.
But I have to give it to my O-line, man. My O-line, fullback, and then the wide receivers, they blocked downfield this week. And that's one of the things that we was talking about last week. We had a little misconception about blocking, but we got together, man. This is a setup game. That's what we're saying all week. But the O-line, fullback, and wide receivers did a great job. This is just another stepping stone, man. It was just great, for everybody to show up because we knew they was going to bring people, and it was funny. We knew that they was going to take us lightly, and we just came out to play it, man. It's just a big boost. For this playoffs, we get to make the playoffs for the first year we win our conference, and these are the teams that we want to have to play in the playoffs.
Well, I think it gives our kids a confidence that we can play with, some of the best teams in the country. We got a long road to go, but, with our conference getting an automatic qualifying bid to NCAA playoffs, I think that means a lot to this football team. We've got to go out there now and beat Wagner on Saturday. After tomorrow, that's what we're going to be focused on.
Football may have been the biggest story this week, but it wasn't the only one.
That's right. After the break, we have news involving the soccer teams, the field hockey team, and ex-Penguins?
Intriguing. More CSC after this.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you. Bobby? Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy.
There is no credit fairy.
How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Coming off of the win against Liberty, senior running back Miles Russ was not the only named NEC Offensive Player of the Week, but also received FCS Offensive Player of the Week honors as well. Russ finished with a 229 total offensive yards to his credit, with 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning scamper with 22 seconds remaining in the contest. Russ had 153 yards on 20 carries and caught 2 passes good for 76 through the air.
It has not been a good season for the volleyball team so far. The team has dropped 10 of the last 11 matches played, as well as 31 of the past 36 sets. The recent trip to Oakland to play in the Pitt Blue and Gold tournament had the Colonials taking on Eastern Illinois, the host Panthers, number 9 ranked Washington, and Bowling Green, falling to each in straight sets. The Colonials begin the conference season at Long Island this Saturday.
On to field hockey now. The women dropped a 4-0 decision on the road this past Friday to Ohio University. Stephanie Seeley recorded 10 stops in the losing effort. The Colonials also fell to Georgetown on Tuesday afternoon. 3-2 was the final. Chantel Crow and Allie McGuire had the tallies for the Colonials on the day. The ladies will look to improve their 2-6 record when they face Lock Haven University on Saturday afternoon.
Last Saturday marked an interesting experience as we take a look at men's soccer results. The win versus Western Michigan 2-0, and then they beat the UNLV Runnin' Rebels 2-1. That was a 2-0 weekend just last weekend for the men's soccer team. Now, last Saturday marked an interesting experience at the Clearview Arena as the RMU alumni hockey team took on the Pittsburgh Celebrity and Penguins alumni team. The game saw current men's hockey coach Derek Schooley lace up the skates to take the same sheet as ex-Penguins Phil Bourque and Troy Loney, as former RMU goaltender and Olympic silver medalist Brianne McLaughlin and Katie O'Malley of Penn's TV matched wits as bench bosses for their respective teams. Also in attendance was current Penguins coach Dan Bylsma, who reportedly admired the spectators' passion. Well, that football game over the weekend was really something, but we already saw the highlight.
Well, in this case, Chris, the highlight just isn't enough. We've got quarterback Jeff Sinclair in studio, and coming up after the break, some expert analysis, so stay tuned.
You said you have a problem with Colonial Sports Center. What's the issue?
I do have a little bit of a beef with the Sports Center. It's not that I don't like the anchors that are on there right now, but if you check out the guy that does the sports on RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30, he is 10 times better than these two chums that sit up here week after week and blah, 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 blah. I mean, Liam and Mario, come on, what is that? Put this kid that's on the news. He just started on Tuesday. He's 10 times better. He's flawless. He's got everything down pat. These two blowhards up here, I don't know what they're talking about. So check out RMU Live Tuesdays at 5:30 and check out the kid on the sports. Stick him on Colonial Sports Center. That's Thursdays at 9:30. And it's a win-win situation.
Takeout meals for just $12.99. Call now.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich! This can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours? 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice? 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
There's a lot of different nuances to each game of football. It usually takes a player to point out the minute details that can make such a big difference in the game.
And what better person to point out those details than the quarterback for your Robert Morris Colonials, sophomore Jeff Sinclair. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Now, we're going to take a look at the game from Liberty. But first off, what does that win mean for your program?
Oh, I mean, it means a lot. We come in as an underdog, and we knew they were, really, really good. And just to get our name out there, to let everyone know that, who we are, and,
Well, from my perspective, up in the booth calling the game for the RMU Sports Network, it seemed that you were just very confident back there. Out of all the games I've seen you play, you looked at your most confident. What was going through your head throughout the entire game?
I mean, I'm just a lot more I'm more confident, as I'm getting older. Last year, I was, a freshman and didn't really, know the offense as well as I do this year. And I'm way, more confident, I know every play. As of last year, I'd be, a little iffy on some of my reads, standing back there. And I'm more confident in my offensive line and more confident standing in the pocket and passing.
Well, we're going to take a look at the breakdown now. We're going to take a look at the first drive in the first half. That was to Jamie Cobb, the touchdown. Now, Jeff, take a look at this drive here. Some pitches off to Miles Russ. Talk about what Miles is doing here during this drive on some of these plays.
We knew they were blitzing up the middle a lot, so we knew we can get the edge. And our line's very athletic and very fast, and Miles reads blocks tremendously. And great blocking downfield by our wide receivers, as you saw. I believe that's Jamie out there blocking, or TJ Green. And Chaudre doing a heck of a job getting out there. I mean, we knew we can get outside. We knew we can get the perimeter, and that's what we did.
Another pass over the middle here. This one, Anthony Coleman. How about this scoop off of the turf? Oh, I'm sorry. That's Jeff Link bowling over a linebacker.
Yeah, and it's good to see a fullback, get some carries and take some of the weight off the shoulders of a guy like Russ, who gets a lot of carries each game.
Yeah, definitely. And right here, they were in man-to-man, and I knew I hit him a little bit later, let him clear, but I had to rush it.
Nice catch and run here. This is Jeff Link as well. What about the play of Jeff Link? We saw him earlier, and now here on the catch and run.
He's a check down. Usually our running backs are our check down receivers. If there's nothing open downfield, he's usually open. So I just hit my check down and get whatever he can.
Another run there from Miles, and then this is the lob up to Jamie Cobb. How did you see him on this play?
They blitzed, and they were in man-to-man. So, I trusted him. I said, I'm hoping, he beats him. Because, as you can see, I got hit as I was throwing the ball. So I threw it up for him, and he got open, caught it.
We're going to take a look at another drive now. This one coming in the fourth quarter, and Miles Russ is going to finish off this drive. So we will take a look at this one coming up here. This is starting off again with Miles Russ. Talk about this run here, Jeff.
This is one of our favorite plays we run. It's a inside handoff. He takes it around. It's almost like a sweep. So I don't pitch it to him. And he loves that play. He tells coach all the time. He loves running it, and our line, like I said, is athletic enough. We pull a guard, and he gets out there, and gets around. And
too bad he got tripped up on this one. Now we can't see the whole thing, but it's a great catch downfield. Talk about that one a little bit.
Once again, they were man-to-man, and our outside receiver, he does a stop. And then our inside receiver would do a 7 route, which is to the corner. And he was man-to-man coverage, so he beat him. I just hit him in stride.
Another run here from Miles Russ, taking it down to the 6-yard line. And then little miscommunication on that play there?
Yeah, it was a slant. And on the goal line, it was mainly my fault. It should take a little longer time for him to get off the jam, because he's getting jammed at the goal line. And I got nervous, and I threw it over his head because I didn't want to throw an interception or anything.
Not to worry, though. Miles Russ scampering into the end zone for his second TD on the day. Nice little opening there for Miles.
Oh yeah, awesome blocking right there again. That was our just a pitch. We knew we could get the outside, so exactly what we did.
And now the very last drive that we're going to take a look at. Garrett Clausen here, adding the extra point. Now this put you guys up by 3. Liberty would go down to tie it at 23 apiece. But you guys have come back. You came back in the first game against Albany, not able to win it. Came back against Sacred Heart, and you have to have the mindset. Why can't you do it here?
Yeah, I wasn't nervous. We were all calm, confident. Our goal was to get inside the 30-yard line for a field goal. Clausen, that's his range. So that's what we tried doing, and we ended up getting great down to the 10-yard line, and we were just gonna run it out, and I ended up scoring first play. So it was a heck of a win.
We'll take a look at the final drive here that Jeff just mentioned. Again, Miles Russ is going to finish this one off, but starting all the way back in your own end around the 15-yard line and able to drive it down the field.
Yeah, we run a 2-minute offense. We get in our 2-minute offense where, I'm mainly calling the plays. I call 2 plays in the huddle, and we run them both back to back, both on a quick count, which usually on set or quick count. And coach gave us 2 plays, and then hurry up, get on the ball. But we crossed the 50-yard line right here with that play. So he called a timeout, and we got out over 2 minutes and actually ran a play.
A couple of nice passes to Shadre King, and then another wide receiver, TJ Green, down there. And now you mentioned to me before the show, this is not the way the game was supposed to end, but it ended up working out this way.
Yeah, what we were trying to do was, pound the ball up the middle, run the ball up, 3 times, get, middle of the field. Not, if we scored, great, but, we wanted the last second field goal with no time left. Kick a field goal, win it, and first play we ended up scoring. It was blocked perfect. Everyone did their job and untouched in the end zone.
You take a look at that play. The seas just part for Miles Russ as we take a look at the replay. When you see him scampering in there, what's going through your mind?
I was shocked, and I was just so happy. It was just probably one of the best feelings I ever had.
Now, coming up this weekend, you guys travel to Staten Island to take on Wagner. What are you looking for in that game coming up?
We had the big win. Obviously last Saturday, and this week we stressed that after a big win like Liberty had the week before, they had a big win against Ball State, and that's when upsets happen. So right now we're not the underdog anymore. We just beat Liberty, and we're 1-0 in the conference. So I mean, we all had our mindset. We're ready to play. So we're ready for anything.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for being here and taking a look at this huge win for us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
No problem, sir.
Yes, our thanks again to Jeff Sinclair, and we will be back to wrap up the show after you folks at home get your obligatory time period in which to pick up snacks. And the snack for this week is what, Brooksy?
Gummy bears.
Dub Bears. We finish up here on CSC after the break.
CSC, we're the sports show with the ugly mic flag. When ugly reporters use our mic flag, they are beautiful. You, sir. Yeah? Would you consider yourself an ugly reporter? Well, I wouldn't consider... You're a very ugly reporter. Here, try this. Okay. Look, you're a beautiful reporter. CSC. Hooray, CSC. Hooray, CSC, says the beautiful reporter.
Do you like this top? So gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Oh, look at that ball. Look at that ball. Green also tries to utilize the hill, but his rebound is just a little short. Indeed. We're going to say that Orange is probably the best shot so far on the hole. The shot for par just lips the hole so close. Quiet in the audience. Quiet, please. Just wide. Just a bit outside. It's a tight shot. But he'll just be able to tap it and get a 3, get a par.
Well, we've got some sports coming up on campus that I think everybody should check out. We've got the soccer teams in action and everything. And the beautiful weather this weekend means it's an ideal opportunity to go out there, don't you think?
Certainly, lots of games coming up this weekend. The fall weather finally starting to settle in, so definitely a good chance for people to come out.
Okay, we would just like to thank all the teams and coaches for their accessibility, as well as Marty Galosi and the entire RMU athletic department, because without you folks, we would not be able to do what we do. Also, a big thanks to Joe Hale and Ray Zapparoni for all of their assistance here in the Academic Media Center. That's all we have for now. We'll see you back here next week. To take us out, here's another look at last week's victory over the Liberty Flames. Good night, everybody.
He turns the corner, and he's in the end zone for the Colonials. Touchdown, Miles Russ with the touchdown, putting the Colonials on the board 29-23 with 22 seconds left. Gonna run it again, and that is definitely... Oh, it's a fumble! And the Colonials, it'll be interesting to see the bottom of that pile. Looked like a Colonial was close. Not able to jump on it. Liberty got there. Let's take a look at the replay. That is going to be a vicious pile. We'll see who comes out on top of it. As Sinclair now drops back, some great blocking from his offensive line. He goes deep, and he finds in the end zone, number 9, Jamie Cobb, the junior wide receiver to the Colonials. Are on the board, no flags on the board. Liberty Flames. Just look at these pictures that we are picking up here, Chris. Just an incredible sight here. The Robert Morris campus, the students, the fans going wild. And why not, Chris? What an incredible game this team has played. And this is a great sight because we have not seen this type of atmosphere around the football team for a few years. And this is just an amazing sight to see.
Yeah, we're both juniors. The first 2 years we were here,
The preceding program has been a production of RMU-TV and the Academic Media Center at Robert Morris University.